What's up, guys? It's Mac. We're back and we are finally back on the ice. Yesterday I filmed a overnight fishing video with Justin Jenkins. Assorted meats. Check him out. Justin's a beauty. He's a really fun guy to be around and super entertaining, super goofy, but it's always a good time. Tonight I'm going out with Justin again. He's just out getting some camera stuff ready right now. We're gonna make something happen tonight. Tonight I'm filming a video on my channel, obviously on my channel, but I'm filming a video tonight going over the do's and don'ts of sturgeon fishing through the ice, the ins and outs of how to get more sturgeon, how to, well, not necessarily how to get more, but how to catch sturgeon, how to target them through the ice, some tips and tricks I've learned over the years of doing it myself, and it's gonna be a super fun time. You guys are gonna enjoy a lot of information, hopefully. Stay tuned. Okay, we are in the shack. We are set up. Justin's already messing with fish. I'm still messing around with cameras a little bit. Getting some lines down. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm doing and what Justin's doing. And hopefully get some big fat hogs on the ice tonight.
Working a fish right now, kind of scooting along the bottom. Can't really tell the profile of the fish or anything, but it's showing up fairly decently big.
Is it rooting?
Rooting. This might be a sturgeon. It looks like I think I just saw like the big
tail.
Tail, yeah.
You could probably zoom it in a bit too if you want. It's zoomed up pretty far.
I got Dr. Octopus going on. I can't do that.
Dr. Octopus, double arms.
Yeah.
Double arms, double chaos. Okay, so what I'm rigging up here for the sturgeon is I like to use a lot of jigs for the sturgeon. I like a little stand-up jig just to kind of get it down there and get it standing up out of the mud, because we're fishing a lot of mud and stuff, and I just like to have the idea that my bait's a little bit up out of the muck, so just perfectly presented in front of those fish's face.
Presentated.
So we'll take some minnows here. These ones are already dead. Justin, I think, stepped on these ones last night, but I pop them, get some guts flowing. With sturgeon, sturgeon are basically blind. Essentially, you want to picture them just blind as a bat. They're going strictly off of scent. We'll show you guys once we get a fish here, but they have a really weird mouth, which is located like under their face, so they're not like it's not even close to their eyes, so it's not a visual feed by any means. It's strictly scent, so having a bit of blood on your bait is definitely crucial.
Do you prefer human blood or what kind?
I prefer fresh blood.
Fresh human.
Fresh human. But so I got my gut ball on there, minnows. Like I said, it's not pretty, but it's all about the scent, having the blood, having the guts. That's what'll get you bit.
Dum-dum. Tried to bring mine yesterday. He looked at me like I was crazy. Who's crazy now, Mac? Who's crazy now?
Still you.
Okay.
By a lot.
By a lot.
By a lot.
Here's a fish.
Where?
Right on me.
Bottom? Okay. Justin's got a fish coming in there. Ooh, that's a good grab. I'm just cutting up some sucker. That's another great option for the sturgeon. Like I said, it's all scent. So, a little bit of filet mignon. Slap it on there.
Gotta love that sucker meat, just so oily and greasy, and just gets that scent
Flowing.
all over.
Slap that on there.
There's a nice mark rooting around, dude.
That is a big mark.
I think there's two.
I'll slap this other
no,
tail on there.
it's not two.
And then top it off. There's another little beat up one in here I seen. There he is. Justin must have been chewing on this one. Chewed the tail right off. There we go. So that one will sit down there and just kick the silt around. The goal tonight is basically to try to get Justin on the board a bit more than last night. So We're gonna focus on teaching you guys how to catch sturgeon and teaching Justin how to catch sturgeon, because Justin's pretty green. Not in the good way, he's just pretty green.
Step 1,
Don't be Justin.
don't let your guide take the hottest hole.
Okay.
The downstream, or the outside hole where all the sturgeon
That is a
roam to
big
feed
mark.
first.
So as I was mentioning, those sturgeon, they feed really awkwardly. You can see here on the live scope how this one's rooting around. They literally, like, their mouth is on the bottom of their face, so they're literally rooting around in the mud, trying to suck up everything they can. But they're so awkward and not very agile, so they're just super awkward in the water. They'll bump your lines a lot, wreak a bit of havoc down there, and a lot of times you'll actually end up foul hooking them just because they're so clumsy. They'll swim into your line and get tangled, and then you go to set the hook because you feel like you have a bite, and you actually end up hooking them in the chin or the side, whatever. They're just a big clumsy fish trying to find a meal.
Sounds not a lot unlike myself.
You're a big clumsy guy trying to find a meal? Well, you're not that big.
Oh, man, I'm grown.
You're grown, you're swole.
Yeah, I think
So I only had 327 grams of protein today. Is that enough?
I've had like 4 handfuls of salt and vinegar value brand chips.
Value brand. What's wrong with value brand?
I didn't say that as a bad thing. I was just specifying the brand of chips in which I shoveled into my mouth.
Oh, there's a mark there too.
Yeah.
Got a mark rooting around again. Where is that at? Would that be under this one maybe?
I think it might be near mine.
Oh, this middle one here just got.
Oh yeah.
So we just had a touch here on this one. For being such a big fish, they just bite so gentle. I want to get a schmagnum.
What does that mean?
Like a schmedium magnum.
Oh yeah.
It's basically like a really big one, but like not like megalodon, like schmagnum.
It's just getting too intricate, the names for fish size. Hard to keep up.
Your rod, dude. Your rod, your short rod here. Just be gentle. It was feeling on it. Don't necessarily move your rod, just hold it still. It'll touch it again. Just start dogging.
It's starting to slack. I think it might not be on it. Is it? Yeah.
Like I was saying, these fish are so awkward. Like, they're just not very flexible, so they do really wide turns. And their fins are always, like, their pectoral fins are always super erect, so they just go around and clip everything with their fins. So, like what we have right now, 4 lines in a row, when these fish come in and turn, they're bound to touch a couple lines on their way by just because they're so clumsy. Sturgeon just have such like a distinct look on the live scope, it's like you cannot mistake them for something else. It's almost come up to that shallow hole, it looks like. Yep, that was a touch. This fish is asking to be caught. Maybe not asking to be caught by messing around with Justin, but it's asking to be caught by hanging around. Would you agree?
No.
Okay. And like you see on the live scope, they come in and they're just so freaking slow. They come in and just mull around to the bottom forever, feeling around before they actually end up eating something or touching something. It's amazing how gentle they really are. Like for that fish right now, it's like literally in between both of our lines, and our lines are literally 20 inches apart, and it's not touching them at all right now. Why don't you show the camera the dinner you got yourself there? Why don't you show them the size of the bag you got there, bud?
Single serving bag of salt and vinegar chips.
You got that out of a vending machine?
Just put in a $20 bill and you get that.
Man, these fish are bugging like crazy right now. They're just going from rod to rod.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's touching it right now.
Yeah. It almost looks like it's eating it more. Like it seems like when it's like whacking at it. There you go. Good job.
Stuck them. Finally stuck them.
Where's my?
First sturgeon of the night. Took a while to get that one on, but we got her. Coming up tail first. Oh boy. Head first maybe? There we go. Okay. Well, we got her. Got her hooked in the fin. Like I was saying, they're clumsy fish. They swim around super awkward. You can see here how their fins are super wide and super erect. So when they're swimming around, you're bound to touch their fins. And that's just what I did there. And that's how I caught this fish. Snagged them, but got them. And that's their really awkward mouth. You can see that there. Pretty tense right now, but their mouth, oh man, it's ripping me up. But their mouth pops out right here. So they're really awkward feeders. It's not like they're feeding right from the tip of their face like most fish. They gotta get up over top of it. It's a start.
Cool release. Is it gonna release all neat? Yeah. I love that swoop.
How it's slow.
So cool. Like slow-mo's itself.
So a lot of times, this is another trick I'll do too. Like I have my meatball like that, and I'll actually rip the tail off the minnows. I'll keep them alive, but I'll rip the tail off so they're bleeding like that, and I'll just tail hook them. And what that does is gets that minnow down there shaking still, but it's putting out a fresh blood trail. Because like I said, scent is everything for these fish. I think, in my opinion, I think they hear vibrations and stuff too a little bit. So sometimes I'll bounce my jig a bit, but having that little live minnow down there, I think shakes it around enough that it draws them in too. So it's just a little added confidence booster. Is it needed? Probably not, but sometimes confidence is key. Like I was saying with Justin there, those fish are just rooting around so awkwardly down there. It's just a matter of getting your hook perfectly in front of their face and locking in. So basically what we're doing here is we got 4 baits down in a row here. We're spread out over the river. We're fishing like a drop off. You can see on a live scope, obviously fishing a drop off, and we're kind of covering as much depth as we can with the tent. This is the long Eskimo tent. I don't even know what model it is, but Justin's tent. It's the long Eskimo. We're spread out as far as we can from, I think we're in about 15 here up to 11. I'm the deepest, Justin's in the shallowest, and we're trying to just get our widest scent trail we can going downstream. And those fish are coming upstream, sniffing these baits out, and gonna hopefully get a big one coming upstream here into the bait pile and stick them.
Oh, that looks humongous, babe.
Sorry to break the interruption here, but this week's episode is sponsored by Pepsi. Pepsi Cola, we love you. Sponsoring our fishing adventures.
Pepsi Cola.
Sacrifice to the fish gods. Always. Also like to touch on the rods we're using. We are all running the Timber Wilderness line. I'm running the Mac Attack medium and the Big Ticket medium. Justin's got the Ice King medium and the Trophy medium. Straight mediums across the board. With the sturgeon, like I was saying, they're a super light biter, so having a soft tip is really important. You can go with a stiffer rod, but having the bite detection is pretty crucial. So we are fine tuning it, trying to get hogs.
Oh, he's on it. Oh, he's like, he sucked it. I wonder if it was like tied around his fin or something, because it felt like he was chomping on
Yeah, it came up and then went back down so quick. Well, that is what you don't want to do, guys.
it. I think he's on him again or something. Or stuck in the water.
Still down there rooting. But like I was saying, these fish are so delicate, so gentle, that's why it's nice to have a really light rod. Like the rod Justin's using there is basically a rod that's designed for walleye, but it's honestly what you need for feeling these big fish. They're so gentle. Like you'd never feel that on a big heavy duty rod, hey?
No way, no.
Just not enough. Not this one. Got tangled in it and swimming with it right now. Swimming with it.
Nice.
Oh man, it came off.
That fish is running out there, everybody. Who do I sound like?
Me? Okay.
For the folks at home, that was actually me talking, not Mac, even though it sounded just like him.
That fish dummied both of us.
He did.
Incredible. I guess, I mean, it just seems like they just follow. It seems like those fish just follow like such a routine pattern.
Like it's weird.
They just follow like, it's almost like they follow like you picture like deer in the woods and stuff and you see their trails and stuff. It's almost to me like they just follow their same trails all the time. And like they'll venture off it a bit, but they only go so far, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they keep beating down the same track over and over and over.
I guess, yeah, just dealing with those little nasty.
That rod, dude, just here. Yeah. So lift up slow.
Oh, that's still not good. I can't tell if it's in the muck or not. Nope, not in the
Stop.
muck.
Not in the muck.
It's not a bad one, eh?
It's a good one for you, man.
It means more to me than it does to you, eh?
Look at that, dude. You have to. Oh,
It's a walleye. Nice walleye, too.
Thinking we had a sturgeon there. Justin pulls up a freaking walleye.
Real nice walleye.
Get stabbed. Show the camera your fish.
It's my PB.
Is that hilarious?
Check that out. That's a really cool light colored walleye.
Starchy, hey?
Super starchy. Really nice though. Maybe like what, like 24?
I'd say something like that.
Beautiful.
Lean, mean,
Lean mean.
muddy,
Not the target
muddy
species,
water.
machine.
Justin Jenkins. Good lord. Man.
Beautiful release. It's usually you releasing like an absolute noob.
So, Justin still hasn't caught a sturgeon yet tonight, but we'll get there. I got the Frenchman.
The Frenchman.
That's him through.
Justin, wow,
What's up?
right.
You are right here, my man.
Fresh wiener smoke.
Oh really? I bring the hot dogs. I bring the candy.
Candy.
Chocolates, fingers, chocolate bar. Whatever.
So we now have Greg here. Greg, if you watch the muskie video, this is the man who caught the 52.
There we go.
The true back flipper.
Guys cleaned up, eh?
So what we did yesterday, Greg, is like we were set up just over here.
Yep.
Like we were set up literally, we had the tent like 8 feet over.
Okay.
So we had 2 of these holes in the tent yesterday.
Yep.
And we slid the tent over, so 2 of the holes are still in the tent.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I
and
didn't realize.
The two holes that were in the tent yesterday that caught all the fish
Mhm.
are the same 2 that have caught all the fish tonight.
So you're in prime
Right.
territory there on
Yes.
that one.
So what's about the strategy? You told me you want to go 18 feet?
We're on the edge here. Like if we zoom out more,
Okay.
it gets down to well, right now it's looking a little bit downstream, but right beside us it gets down to 18.
Okay.
I didn't want to be in 18. I want to be beside it.
I see.
We're just on the edge of a hole. Like it seems like the sturgeon are always around deeper water, but not necessarily active in the deeper water. So it's finding that kind of contour where they're feeding. Yeah, we were talking yesterday. It's like the sturgeon, like going from fishing for lake trout to fishing for the sturgeon is like the polar opposite ends of the spectrum. Hey, it's like lake trout, you're going as fast as you can to make them not see it.
Yeah.
Whereas the sturgeon, it's like they're so slow and so blind. It's like you have to just give them so much time to eat it. You know,
Mhm.
it's like it's literally like you cannot be any further apart.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of anything that would be similar to that. It's like
The color white and the color black.
yeah, it's literally just polar opposites. It's like such a slow presentation where you let the fish do everything, as opposed to you doing everything and making the fish move. You know.
For the number 1 and number 2 biggest fish in Manitoba.
Exactly.
Exactly.
For the top tier fish, polar opposites. It's freaking frightening. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like I don't find this like I don't find sturgeon fishing boring per se, you know, just because like, you know, like there's such a good chance of catching like a gigantic fish, you know. So it's like if there was zero chance of catching like really big fish, it would be really boring. But you know that there's a chance of catching like a really big fish.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like you have more incentive to wait for that bite, you know.
For sure.
Because it's similar to lake trout, where like at the end of the day, the only way to catch them is just put in time. You just got to grind it out. And he's moving.
Yeah, it's cool.
You got hung up on your trophy, I would say.
I feel like he's beyond.
Yeah, it's
Maybe, yeah.
It's in between you and me right now. I don't want to move, but.
He's rooting.
I moved a little bit and he's gone.
No, he's still there.
Yeah, like he's not just in
I
there.
think he's on there.
Keep yours on the bottom.
I am on the bottom. He's touching it, Paul. He's all over it. He's on it. I can't feel deep down in his mouth.
Come on, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, baby.
It's a little nicer one.
I would say so. Got up to the ice at least. You go that up.
It's gonna start doing some crazy stuff here, I think.
It's gonna go for a big run here.
Okay, good.
If it gets tangled in that one.
That's scrapping.
All right.
It might be hook weird. It's doing hook
That's
weird
okay.
stuff.
Justin hooked up to that fish. We were marking forever.
You think it's the same?
I would say so. I was rooting around for a long time. Look at that live scope footage of it fighting, dude.
Oh, that's so cool. That's long,
so
bud.
sick, man.
Oh, that feels nice and heavy. So much heavy.
So much power, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I feel weird stuff happening.
It's okay, like they roll a lot. You'll feel like they're super bony fish with lots of scoots, right?
It's here. I don't think it's too huge.
Not huge, but better at least. I'll go for the tail grab, maybe. Not quite. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So step up.
Where's
at least.
he up?
He's hooked from the fin, in the belly.
That's a little bigger one.
Improvement.
Nice.
I'll let you show it to the camera.
Sounds good. Let me see that prickly boy. There we go. That's what we're looking for.
Getting into the
Nice.
near adult range.
Yeah.
No doubt. After 2 days of struggling, that feels pretty darn good.
So you can see, like I was telling Justin, how they're super spiny. These are all the scoots in the back. That's what you're kind of feeling when they're rolling up your line. Pretty sharp, pretty jagged fish. They're old fish. A unique thing about sturgeon is they actually don't start to reproduce until they're about 10 to 15 years old. And they are a slow aging fish. They usually live to about 60 years old, these fish. So they're old elders. You gotta take good care of them.
Let's get a cool kick off here, boy. Come on, don't coil before you get down.
Ready to rock.
Look at that.
Isn't that wicked?
See ya.
Little tail flip.
That'll do it. That was
Good,
fun.
man. Perfect. Sturgeon through the ice, baby. Okay, so
So much fun.
That was cool.
Nice.
There we go.
dude, like stuck him. This one's bigger,
Is it?
I think. Yeah, it's trying to run. Look how big it looks in the live scope, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's bigger. I'm not really fully sure. When I reeled that other rod. That one came in and just sat on it. Not too sure how big it is. It's fighting, but not like crazy hard. If it's really big, I'm going to run. Get that off the ice. It's fighting like a medium size, I'd say. I have a little bit of longer leader on too.
Yeah. Here it is.
Biggest one so far.
Definitely.
Just wait till she calms down.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta head up.
It's neat, eh? I can touch it. No, not quite. It's cool.
There you go. This guy.
It's too slim.
Yeah, you're good.
This is the kind of guy you high five and he misses.
You're good, you're good, you're good.
It's all good. There we go. That'll be the biggest one so far. Perfect. We have exited the adolescent size. Well, we have another sturgeon. This one's a big improvement from the last few. No longer in the juvenile category. This is probably a 38-inch sturgeon or so. Beautiful fish.